it gets really bad, you can certainly contact your doctor or physician to handle that. We're hearing some rain coming over our studios right now.
We definitely are. And so now we're going to check back with Carly. What is the latest update since we checked with you last, Carly?
Yes, we have heavy rain, or moderate rainfall at least, showing up on our tower camera right now. This is right outside of our studio. In fact, it's on top of our studio, where we are dealing with winds sustained out of the north-northeast at 14 miles per hour, and that rain is now moving across Corpus Christi. So we'll take a look at radar and show you what's happening around the area. Essentially, we are starting to see that center, that low area of rotation approaching somewhere near Port Mansfield. This is a very lopsided storm. It does look like we may see the center moving a little bit north, but essentially right there between Port Mansfield and into Kenedy counties, where we are expecting some the center to approach the land. But let's zoom into Nueces County and take a look around. So what we are seeing is the rain starting to move into the area. This is now paused with our Corpus Christi radar. Widespread rain moving into the area, and that's going to stay with us for a while. And so when we take a look at about timing it out, about how long we will see some of this rain, at first, I'll time it out to when the rest of the area will start to see it. So it is mostly moving west, and we'll see it moving into Kingsville over the next 30 minutes, Sinton over the next, I would say 30 minutes, more so than 40 minutes, Fremont about 45 minutes from now, Alice about, I would say about an hour from now. I would take about 15 minutes off of some of those estimated times of arrival there. And then as we take a look at when it might come to an end, that's a little bit tricky, because what we're going to see is all of this moving right into Nueces County, San Patricio County, Kleberg County. So all of this will continue to be spinning around that low like this, and it will be moving also all to the west. So I expect maybe San Patricio County is kind of on the northern edge of that, but we're going to see some very persistent rainfall. Let's see how far away this kind of extends. So some of the far edge of that rain is about, let's just say, to Corpus Christi, it's almost 200 miles away. So if it's moving at about 20 miles an hour, then we're still talking quite some time where we're going to see we're going to see this rainfall for a while. Me trying to do mental math on TV, not a good combination, but regardless, we are going to see this rain moving into the coastal bend, and that's going to produce some higher rainfall totals. The heavy rain moving into Kenedy County and Kleberg County, that's where we're going to see some of those really high rainfall totals, where there may be some flooding in place as well as this tracks into the area. So the heavy persistent rain is just getting started for Kleberg County, Kenedy County. It will move into southern Jim Wells County, Brooks County, and Nueces County. We'll see pretty much some steady rainfall with off and on heavy rainfall as well as this moves into the area. So rain, something that we're going to continue to see. Here's a look at your hour by hour forecast. Torrential downpour there now at North Beach. We're still not seeing the beach flooded too much. We're still seeing northeast winds, but once those winds start to shift out of the east and southeast, we may start to see a little bit more of a flooding risk along North Beach. The coastal flood warning, of course, still in effect for our islands. So that's going to be our beaches, our Gulf-facing beaches on the islands, where, as we've seen with Simone, those really strong waves moving in. Really high waves moving in. Once again, 1 to 3 foot storm surge inundation is likely. And when we take a look at the latest buoy readings, we are going to notice that waves out in the Gulf are now up to 13 feet. So we're starting to see those 8 to 10 foot waves closer to our beach. And if we can take, I believe it was one of the Port Aransas cameras, you could see, I'm not sure which one this is, This is sandpiper. So what you could see is, I don't know, if you look at these cameras often, you typically don't notice white capping that far off the coast. It's kind of right near the coast where we're seeing the waves crash. They're crashing well offshore in this, and there's limited beach left. Typically you're seeing a lot more beach there. So this is just an indication of how strong those waves are. The way the waves crash on our beach, because of the way the terrain is, we have sandbars, and those sandbars force the waves to crash. These waves are big enough where it's hitting the beach way farther out than we're used to, and so that's what's creating these really rough seas. So out there, we are seeing 10-foot swells to 13-foot swells, and then that is translating on our beaches as well. So you can see there's our 13-foot swell. I expect 10-foot swells well till about noon. And then we will start to notice them lowering, but you can see those swells are going to be with us for much of the day. Actually, I may need to start adjusting that forecast just looking at this current image a little bit. And I know producers are out there. If we can get an idea of where we're going next. Simone, that would be perfect. Am I able to toss to Simone?
Yes, she's over at Bob Hall Pier.
You can if you like, yeah, because we were going to go from Sandpiper, showing what conditions look like there. She's a little further south and closer to Bob Hall Pier right now.
Yeah, so I'm curious what Simone is seeing on the beach. I know we've been going back to her for quite some time throughout the morning. How have conditions